While the famous and charming city of the stars, Los Angeles, the Arc of Fire, the authorities of the American people wonder even when this will happen. But that's it. Many are those who strongly suspect that this time, the fire may have been caused. Theories of conspiracy or facts. Let's see what is happening and what part of the media and social media are telling. Flourish fires in urban are relatively common events in California, especially during dry seasons and in periods of high temperatures and strong winds, as are called the Santana winds. Factors such as dry vegetation, urban growth in nearby areas of the forests, and the impact of climate changes contribute to the frequency and intensity of the fires in the state. The most common factors that collaborate with the incestuous fires are the Mediterranean climate, in which hot and dry heroes create ideal conditions for fire propagation. The Santana winds, which are hot and dry winds that blow from the inside to the coast, and that help intensify the fires. Inflammable vegetation, since many areas have trees and bushes that burn easily, such as chaparral and pine trees. The increased deflating of housing in areas of risk increases human and economic damage. And finally, the climate changes that are already happening all over the world, bringing more frequent droughts and higher temperatures. All these factors together, and that, by chance, happens every year in that region of the United States, increases the gravity of fires. But as always, there are theories above theories. We cannot let those crazy people stand out, who are usually used to being involved after a disaster or a tragedy, or even a firecracker, like what consumed some of the most important and rich areas of Los Angeles. In a week of fires, at least 24 people died, and more than 12,000 properties were devastated. The fires in California did not only devastate communities and left a trace of suffering, but also fed a wave of conspiracy theories on social media. Among the most controversial, there are allegations that fires were orchestrated to benefit billionaires and protect figures like Pituri, or even accelerate the implementation of high-speed railway in the state. Other theorists suggest that the plans to transform Los Angeles into a 15-minute city would be behind the tragedies. There is even a bridge to a supposed connection between intelligent meditators and the destruction of residences, attributing lithium batteries to the responsibility of starting fires. While these narratives gain online traction, the reality is that fires have caused devastating losses. Families are facing the pain of losing loved ones and the challenge of rebuilding their lives after seeing their homes consumed by the flames. Even Hollywood stars escaped from the tragedy that, according to California's governor, Gavin Newsom, may be the worst natural disaster in the history of the United States. Well, one of these theories involves Pituri and would be protected from having evidence destroyed in his mansions. And it also includes a network of tuners, one of which leads to the mansions of Playboy. My God. Well, there are so many ideas. Let's try to understand this theory. Everyone knows that rapper Pituri faces serious accusations of abuse in controversial parties that he himself would have organized, according to California's promoter. Some conspiracy theories suggest that fires would have been initiated as a maneuver to cover the alleged crimes of the artist and protect his allies. Although there is no evidence that supports such statements, the luxurious residence of Pituri, located in Holmby Hills, near the road to the fires of the Palisades, did not suffer damage. In contrast, many properties near the Palisades were devastated, including those of other celebrities. Catherine Austin Fitts, former governor, publicly questioned if there would be a connection between the houses and the connections with the rapper. In her podcast, Catherine said that in situations like the fires that are raging, Los Angeles observes patterns that, in her opinion, raise suspicions about a supposed list of Pituri, containing names of celebrities associated with the controversial parties of the artist. However, the existence of such a list has never been confirmed. Well, if we were to think about the case of Pituri, What power would he have to start a fire? Wouldn't it be easier to try to prove his innocence than in a desperate act to put fire in the whole city? Of course, Pittery, with the eyes of large parts of the Americans, is no longer the rapper of success from before, but a very serious charge of accusation. And so it is much easier to be accused of anything else. Even the Nero candidate, the emperor who played the fire in Rome. Some theories go beyond teaching that fires would have as an objective to destroy incriminating evidence or even a supposed network of tunnels, connecting the House of Dore to other iconic properties such as the Playboy Mansion and Michael Jackson's house. Many of these allegations, however, seem to be mere speculations or jokes that gain online power. Well, if it wasn't for Pittery, then there is someone wanting to cover the recent sightings of drones, unidentified in the skies of New Jersey. I warned you, theories are not missing, and this is one of them. We have recently heard reports of mysterious lights attributed to drones, illuminating the sky of New Jersey during the Nataline period. They generated a great speculation and online debate, with few concrete answers to the origin of the sightings. There were unusual theories, including the idea of forest fires in Los Angeles. That would have been an orchestrated distraction to divert public attention to the phenomenon in New Jersey. Well, that's a little scary, isn't it? An ex-user commented, "Someone noticed that they stopped flying drones in New Jersey so that we could concentrate on other disasters such as forest fires in California. Maybe it's a mistake in the matrix. One more of these crazy things, isn't it?" Another user added, "Now that we're all talking about the fires in California, what happened to those scary drones in New Jersey? Oven or just drones? Just raising the question to know." Among the controversial statements, Donald Trump said he personally saw drones flying over his property in Bedminster, New Jersey. On occasion, the then-president-elected promised to reveal the truth behind the mysterious drones that would have been sighted not only in New Jersey, but also in other parts of the country once in a row. We're waiting, Mr. President. But the theories don't end here. There's one that's giving what they're saying, and it has to do with the term City of 15 Minutes and such a direct energy weapon or do. Let's better understand that. Some users suggest that the fires were caused by a direct energy weapon, citing the evidence of the survival of palm trees in the middle of the general destruction, and images of a mysterious object flying through the sky during the beginning of the flames. This same theory was raised in 2023, when practically the island of Maui in Hawaii was devastated by a forest fire. The most strong theory about the fires in Maui at the time was that the Biden government, alongside celebrities such as the presenter Oprah Winfrey and Jeff Bezos in the Amazon, intended to build a complex paradise for billionaires and beyond. The goal was to invade the island and then start this project of a billionaire and a billionaire. But that's what happened in Maui. Well, it seems that obviously not. Theoretically, the apparent discrepancy between the destruction of cars and buildings and the resistance of some trees, especially palm trees. Specialists, however, explain that palm trees have a high fear of humidity, which makes its combustion difficult in comparison to other types of vegetation. Despite this, many palm trees were also consumed by the fires, contradicting the conspiratory narrative. The theory gained strength with the online virus that shows flying objects in the sky, feeding speculations about the use of advanced technology or even space weapons. Chinese scientists have recently been able to develop a weapon of micro-ondas inspired by science fiction, such as the Star of Death in Star Wars. Remember, this technology, according to academic documents, would be able to concentrate electromagnetic pulses in a single powerful beam to achieve goals with extreme precision, both in space and on Earth. Although these researches are real, there is no evidence that such a weapon has been used in the fires in California. Another theory connects the fires to the concept of 15-minute city, an urban planning approach in which daily needs would be accessible to foot or bike. Some believe that the fires could be used to force urban dance in Los Angeles. But after all, what is this 15-minute city? Well, this term refers to an urban planning model in which daily needs such as work, education, health, leisure, and shopping are accessible in up to 15 minutes by foot or bike from any point in the city. This concept was popularized by the Colombian-French urbanist Carlos Moreno and gained notoriety in cities like Paris under the leadership of the mayor Anne Hidalgo. Some groups claim that local governments, under the influence of large companies, and even the Biden administration will be planning to implement this model as part of a supposed globalist agenda. To restrict people's freedom of circulation, critics more radical describe the concept as a horse of Troy to impose control over the population, imagining scenarios in which residents would be confined to certain urban areas. Well, if you're from the group who believes that this is really happening, you already thought that this would be a battle of the US government, not against its people, but against the world and more. The country is already spending more than expected in the last 2 years, since the war in Ukraine began, and later the war in Israel. Thinking that a country is practically within two important and expensive wars can also be pushing cities to transform them into a new urban project. Excuse me, it's a blunder of a great innocence about the phenomena of nature. Other theories that circulate on social networks try to relate the fires in Los Angeles to the use of intelligent meditators, suggesting that these devices could be responsible for the destruction of properties. According to these allegations, the lithium-ion batteries of the meditators would be overheated, taking the wires of copper to extremely high temperatures, which supposedly would explain why some houses would have burned from inside out, while the next trees remained intact. One user from the X said the following: "A guy said that the lithium-ion batteries in the intelligent meditators are causing fires, generating enough heat in the copper wires to reach billions of degrees Fahrenheit, which would explain the selective destruction." However, critics from the social networks quickly rejected these allegations, considering them to be unfounded. One of them stated that intelligent meditators are connected to a network itself and do not interact directly with the internal electric system of the house. In addition, the lithium-ion batteries in these devices are designed to be stable. These allegations do not pass conspiracy theories without scientific basis. Although intriguing, these allegations and theories remain unfounded, and specialists continue to point out climatic conditions and environmental factors as true causes of fires. The theories as sensationalists who seem to have ended up deviating from the necessary efforts to deal with the devastation of affected communities. And you, what do you think of all this? Leave your comments on these last events, these theories that are raised. We thank your company, always very special. We return any moment for updates of more urgent systems. Until the next video,